should be able to bump the gas 10% and lower the transaction block times 10%. And those two compound to like an 11% gain, or no, like more than that. I think it's like a 21% gain, and it's awesome. And it's the least like screw ups, and it's the least like, oh look, something sucks and we didn't know about it. No, like it's genius.
Richard Hart believes that his upcoming project, Pulsechain, will be successful because it aims to solve the problem of high transaction fees and slow processing times that currently exist on the Ethereum network. Pulsechain aims to achieve this by utilizing a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism and other technical innovations. Additionally, Hart has a large and engaged following in the cryptocurrency community, which may help to generate interest and support for Pulsechain. However, as with any new project, there are no guarantees of success, and the cryptocurrency market can be unpredictable. Pulsechain is a fork of the Ethereum network that will be powered by a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, rather than the energy-intensive proof-of-work mechanism used by Ethereum. This is expected to reduce transaction fees and increase processing speeds on the Pulsechain network, making it more attractive to users and developers. In addition to technical improvements, Richard Hart believes that Pulsechain will be successful because of its potential to tap into his large and engaged following in the cryptocurrency community. Hart is known for his controversial and outspoken views on various topics, and has built a significant social media presence as a result. He has also marketed Pulsechain aggressively, using tactics such as airdrops and incentivized referrals to generate interest and support. Pulsechain is also known to embody, quote, world's largest airdrop, since everyone that has used any coin off of Ethereum will get a copy from the Pulsechain network. Despite these potential advantages, there is no guarantee of success for Pulsechain or any other cryptocurrency project. The cryptocurrency market is notoriously volatile and unpredictable, and even well-designed projects can fail to gain traction for a variety of reasons. However, Pulsechain has generated significant interest in the cryptocurrency community and is likely to be closely watched by investors and enthusiasts in the coming months.
Yeah, and there you will massage the throughput, you're gonna increase the burn of each fee.
Exactly. So we're gonna burn the 20, so whatever you would have received as a validator, we're gonna burn 25% of that. Now I need to make sure there's no little edge cases, because it's a little bit complicated, all this stuff, right, with slashing and everything. So I just have to make sure there's no edge cases, but like the general theme of we're just going to burn 25% of whatever you receive net, and that's going to reduce supply. It's pretty valid, and I hope we don't run into edge cases with it.
And what kind of improvement do you think it will be in comparison to ETH when it comes to? I
would start at really minimalist with it. I mean, I would even be okay with not even, like, you should be able to do a 10% bump. You really should. Because the network's less loaded anyway because there's less users on it. So you should be able to bump the gas 10% and lower the transaction block times 10%. And those two compound to like an 11% gain, or no, like more than that. I think it's like a 21% gain. And so you'll have a 21% like higher throughput, but you'll have like infinitely lower costs, because the majority of the lower cost comes from just having less users to start with. So, you know, this idea that you need to increase throughput and lower block times to get lower costs is a little silly, when like 99% of your lower cost is from just having less users. If you had the same number of users, then those would matter a lot. But if you have like 10x or 100x less users, those numbers don't matter as much.
Yeah, but users come quickly. We saw it with Pulsechain, for example. They come very quickly. All the bots, as soon as people start, there is now infinite amount of arbitrage, and if it's low fees, then you can do it more efficiently, and you can act on more arbitrage. So the fees, as long as there is some activity and some trading.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I think it almost might be so because of those things that you just said, it kind of defeats the idea that higher throughput equals lower fees, because those ARB bots will just suck up the extra space, making their ARBs a little bit more efficient. So like this idea that you're going to get lower fees with more space, you're like, yeah, a little. But the ARB bots fight it. Like they suck that space up with like stupid other stuff. Like right now, someone tried to knock off our community with like a copycat and of Hex, and they made it stupid. They just made it open to Sybil attack. They're like, get as many free coins as you want. Just ask for them. And then people just set up bots and ask for 1 trillion coins and dump them all the time. And you're like, cool, you got proof of bot. Good job. And now you made the network more expensive for everyone. And now you enrich the miners. Oh, and if the miners are mining and they want to roll and pay themselves the block reward, they can just mine as much as they want for free, because they can just fill the transactions, the unused space, with their own transactions. It's so stupid. Like proof of DDoSing the ETH network is stupid. It's bad for everybody.
Yeah, and that's why it seems that the consensus now is that sharding or layer 2s is the way to scaling, where you can separate
I still think
markets.
layer 2s still suck balls. Like, is anyone really doing much on layer 2s? It's been years. Hex was the first actual layer 2 airdrop. We were the first people to actually use layer 2 for anything. And I think if you look at the ZK Sync, if you look at the ZK Sync contract, I think like the majority of coins in it is still Hex, except for ETH and Stable. Nobody else uses it for anything.
And they are coming out with an EVM chain, I know, very soon. So that will basically
we failed on simple sends, so maybe we can make it up on more complicated stuff. I've never seen L2s work out. Now look, Uniswap just approved yesterday to launch Uniswap on Matterport or whatever it's called, Matter something, ZK. So like, I don't know. Are there users over there? I don't know.
I mean, but there's no choice, right? Because like we just concluded, on L1, block space is going to get eaten up quickly.
Well, Pulsechain's the choice. You have two options.
Because it's going to get into the same issue, right? You're going to have RBots eating up all the block space, so fees are not going to be fixed.
You're going to have this, but by that token, you'd have it on the L2s. I mean, look, I've just never seen the L2s take off, and we've seen the L1s take off like hell. Every single L1 is pumped hard as hell. All of them, every single one.
And they're either slow and expensive like ETH, or they're centralized and they shut down like Solana and Binance Chain.
Yeah, but everyone that bought the tokens got rich as shit. And that's what everyone really cares about anyway. So like, I mean, they shut Solana down all the time, but the people that got it got rich as shit.
But didn't you say that you want to fix that? It's centralized. That you want to find the best of both worlds.
Well, sure. I believe Pulsechain fixes that in the best possible way. We're using the most secure software with the most users, with the most deployed projects, with the most audits, with the most uptime that's never had an inflation bug. It's awesome. Like so many people get this idea that like you have to do only fancy shiny stuff. And you're like, McDonald's doesn't do fancy shiny stuff. They open a copy and a paste of a good ass delicious thing in new places. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Is one McDonald's better than a McDonald's? No. Maybe one's got a ball pit. Cool. But like it's just horizontal scaling is amazing. You run out of shirts, go buy a new shirt. You run out of underwear, go buy some new underwear. Hey, your car's not big enough? Like buy another car. Buy a bigger car, whatever. Like it's just you don't need to like I think people totally underestimate. Well, I think people underestimate the power of just straight retarded copy paste scaling. And this is basically straight retarded copy paste scaling with extra fee burn because we care about price. And it's awesome. And it's the least like screw ups, and it's the least like, oh look, something sucks and we didn't know about it. No, like it's genius. Simple, keep it simple, stupid is genius. And when you make things complex, you just increase the attack surface. When you experiment, you increase attack surface, and you run into new problems. And why? So you have incompatibility with what everyone else is using. So for instance, I'll give an example. This is a perfect, beautiful example. You're going to love this. Where have we seen the most money lost recently? Bridges.
Well, Luna, Bridges, centralized lensing.
Bridges by far. 600 million on Axie, 500 million on Binance. I think there was like $1.5 billion on Polygon, but they caught it before it was used. And I think there's some other bridges had failures. I don't even remember off the top of my head. So we've got $1 billion plus in bridge failures. Why are people bridging their coins? Because their coins are here and they want to get them to there. Okay, Pulsechain comes along. Guess what, homie? Your coins are already over here. You don't have to bridge over. They're already here. You can bridge over if you want, but you don't have to because your other coins are already here. It's genius. You completely like, you don't ever have to bridge unless you like really want to. But on these other networks, you have to bridge because you don't already have coins on the other side. and then it opens you to the thing.
Well,
that
but
gets
it's like
attacked
saying that your Bitcoin is on Bitcoin Cash. It is the same. I mean, it's the same coins, but it's not the same, right? It's a copy. How do you mean they're the same?
I would say it's different because we have a history of bridges and high usage on other networks that you did not have on BCH. People use Polygon. They use Binance Smart Chain. They use all these forks, and they come with the same value propositions. Like, you want to use Uniswap, there's Uniswap. We have Pulsex, right? You want to use, and there's going to be Uniswap too. It comes over. Like, all the contracts come over. Forking,
it solves the problem that if I want to experiment with the same coins but on Pulse, let's say I want to trade, I want to stake, I want to basically have that asset, a copy of that asset on Pulse, then yes, it makes, I don't have to bridge, but it's not like I'm bridging value. I'm
that's the thing, is it's
preloaded
like
with coins that are test coins from the beginning. You can think that there's worth zero, but then maybe they're gonna trade up in the markets.
Well, the Bitcoin coin doesn't have any utility. It's just a rock that sits there, and you hope the price goes up. But EVM coins, they have a lot more utility. There's on-chain trading, there's options, there's time deposits, there's all this other stuff you can do with them. And so a fork of an Ethereum chain instantly has more utility than a fork of a Bitcoin chain, because you bring your dumb rock over, and you're like, oh, this dumb rock has less liquidity. Bad dumb rock. But then if you bridge Ethereum, like take a game that's priced out by gas on an Ethereum network. Now it's not priced out on gas anymore on the Pulsechain network instantly. Well, that's awesome. Now you can play, whereas you couldn't play before. It's just, I don't want people to think that forks of dumb networks are similar to forks of smart networks. They're really different. And we have a history of every L1 kicking ass.
Yes.
And this is the world's largest airdrop. Like, it's going to be a no-brainer.
I mean, the difference is that you can use all your things instantly, but
Yep.
now you have double the amount of them. So it's how do you think it will? It will be with trading, liquidity.
Well, I think in the beginning, until there's like tier 1 listings, you're going to do most of your like real value to the bank kind of stuff, bridging to Ethereum. And then once there's a stable coin on it, or direct listings with exchanges, which I'm pretty sure will happen, because one giant exchange says they want to, then you could do it just like you do your Ethereum trades, right? So, like, for instance, if you use like Wire and MetaMask, like, you can buy directly on Polygon. You don't need to go to you don't need to use Ethereum at all. You're like just buying Polygon direct, right? And then like there's other forks that have been listed, on large exchanges. So in the beginning it would be bridges, but then once people like it, I think it will be direct listings.